Greetings! You're watching Septum Sen vs. the World. I'm Septum Sen. So, we're going to continue our Halloween Horror Fest by going with one of the classics. One of the things, one of the projects I'm doing with my wife is we're trying to watch a horror movie for every day of the month. These reviews are kind of done a little bit ahead of time, so what reviews you're watching, well, earlier in this month. For me, this is actually the start of October. So, what we're going to show this time is the movie Vampyr. This is a nice little Criterion set. I picked this up a while back at the Barnes & Noble on the sale. It comes with, of course, the discs and this nice long book. Criterion is very good when it comes to special features. They really do pull you in. As a film from the 1930s, one of the early talkie films, it is actually quite good to see something from Germany at that time. This is, of course, in a delicate time, 1932. Political turmoil after World War I, between that and, of course, the upcoming rise to power that led to World War II. And, of course, we've seen some other films from that general area in the subject earlier on. Europe is actually known for a lot of their older, more sinister films, like L'Inferno, or, Nosferatu is one of the more well-known films. This particular film follows a young man who is, of course, in the study of vampires. He finds himself in the presence of this family with this woman who appears to have been bitten by one and is slowly becoming a vampire herself. So they're studying what's going on as this is happening in order to unravel the clues that will lead them to trying to save her life and her soul. So let's get to a lot of the good. This was very well done for the time. Some of the special effects work that was done, there's a scene where a spirit kind of leaves his body, and that's kind of cool to watch as you see sort of like transparent him get up and walk off and leaving the fully not really the other transparent him behind. And this actually is kind of cool. Seeing special effects at this day and age is neat. Also, the scenes where he goes in talking to the girl, when the girl actually has this moment of where she sort of has this craving for blood for her sister, and you can even see in her eyes she gives this wide-eyed look. That actually was quite well done. I think that the acting for the time was very good. Otherwise, it was a decent story. It kind of had that cross between silent films and talking films. It still had a lot of the storyboards that would come up, and it told a lot through reading passages. Now, when we go into the negatives, a lot of it is in the restoration. This film did have some damage to it, and it's sad that that some of the negatives were not in as good a condition as some of the other ones, so some of the scenes were harder to see. Also, again, really and truly, if we're judging it by today's standards, it's a lot slower. It's a very slow burn. There's some very creepy moments, but it's not going to scare you. If you're watching this from a 20th century mentality, you're not going to really enjoy this film. So I would really suggest you just sit back, you try and look at it like a long story and see as it unfolds. Use some time when you actually have time to concentrate on this. Because it does require you to do that concentration, that extra work, I'm probably going to give it a 7 out of 10. And the reason why I give it 7 out of 10 is there is a level of importance that this film has, and looking at it from the time period that it was set in, this film really is something great. But only a 7 because it just doesn't really hold up fully to today's standards. With that being said, I wish you all well, and I will see you again.